Kristin and I have a holiday look for you guys today. This is kind of a double bonus. I don't know. I'm killing two birds with one stone sort of thing. Had a lot of requests for a holiday get ready with me, and I was contacted by Fiona Stiles. They offered to send me this palette, and all they asked was that I would put up a look using this palette. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you guys today. This is their mistake-free makeup eye and face contouring palette, and this is what it looks like. And I think in the get ready with me, I said that I would show the swatches at the end. I'm going to show them right now because I neglected to do that when I filmed my outro. All right, so there's the bronzer. Those are the two highlighters, the two blushes, and then the eyeshadows. All very, very pretty and pigmented. That's just one time in each of the products and then on my hand. And I want to just mention this blush here is in Maybelline Linen. If you've been around a little bit, you've heard me talk about this quite a bit. I love that blush. I have that and a lipstick from the Fiona Stiles collection. So I was excited to go ahead and give these a shot. I'll give all the information about it at the end, but they've offered to sponsor a giveaway for this. So you'll get that information at the end, and I will also have it listed below. I don't think I was going to do a very simple look and then do, you know, a nice bold lip, and I ended up doing kind of a bold eye with lashes and a bold lip. But that's what happened, and it is the holidays, so it's the time to go all out, right? So I hope that you guys will enjoy this. If you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. All right, so since this is first impressions, I'm actually going to show you some of the things I am trying for the first time. A couple things I'm not trying for the first time are the primer that I have on today, which is the Bioderma Sensi Bio AR, and then I have the Dior Star Skin Foundation. I love this. This is kind of probably my favorite fancy foundation, if that makes sense. I wear it frequently, but I don't know, for a party. And all right, so I'm just going to try for the first time. I'm going to use just the tiniest bit. When I hauled this, I was very impressed with the coverage a little tiny bit gave. And this is the Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer in Light Beige. I just put a little bit of that on my hand. I'm filming at a very odd time of day today. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon. And I'm just going to put a little bit on some of my dark spots. These are like residual spots that don't seem to go away. That's all I have today. The brush I'm using is the IT Cosmetics. It is all completely wiped off. Well, that is less than delightful. I'll find it and link it below, but it's the IT Cosmetics brush. It drives me crazy when the name of a brush goes away. I'm sure the average person doesn't really care, but to a YouTuber, it's kind of frustrating. And then I forgot to use the line filler. I was going to try to do that, but I think you need to do that before your foundation. I'm just going to go in with the Hydrate Concealer in Fair. And I kind of do more of a check mark than a straight up triangle. Hope that makes sense. Let's work with this one before I put some on the other. I'm not sure which I want to use here. Let's just see. Yeah, I think, well, it seems to blend out very well. Gives nice coverage. Sometimes I just prefer to finish it off, so to speak, with the warmth of my finger, which is what I was doing. It's a little bit thick, a little bit cakey for me. Right in here I had to like bright. I don't think it's ever been quite that bright before. Okay, I'm not sure where I left off there. It's a little bit heavy, but it's too soon to tell. That's why they call it a first impression though, Kristin, because it's too soon to tell for sure. I do like the packaging, I have to say. It's very cute. Let's try. I'm going to start with the Beauty Sponge. This actually is not, I think I call it the Beauty Blender. It's the Beauty Junkies Beauty Sponge. The one that looks like it's got the flat on one side. So far I can tell you that I like this one, and I don't love this one so much. So far. Okay, so star of the show today is going to be the Fiona Stiles Mistake Free Makeup Palette. Probably talked about that in the beginning. And what I'm going to do actually firstly, this is not a first impression, but just something that I always do, is I'm going to take the Pure Minerals 4-in-1, Pure whatever. It's their pressed mineral makeup. I'll list it below. And then this is the Heavenly Luxe Radiance Wand from IT Cosmetics. And I'm just going to, I just always do this. I always set, and I really prefer to set with a powder foundation. I don't know. There's just something about it that works better for my skin and adds just a little bit more coverage. So I'm going to go into this bronzer. I'm going to use this brush that's kind of like the NARS Yachio brush. My friend Tika sent this to me. This is the first time using it. And I'm using that versus my Tom Ford because it's kind of tricky to get in here with I think it would be tricky to get in here with my Tom Ford brush. I don't really understand the setup of this palette, but that's okay. So I'm just going to kind of go to see how I was like, I don't know how much it's going to be. It's really a whole lot. For real? This is real life, my friends. So whenever that happens, when I get too much of something like that, I go back in with a damp beauty blender, and that seems to help sort of, you know, rescue myself. Better luck on this side. You just never know how pigmented something's going to be. Generally, I'm smarter about things, and we'll try it on my hand first. But nope, when I'm on camera, I'm just going to go right in. Because why not? Ay, ay, ay. Really is a very pretty bronze. You see that? I like that a lot, actually. Very pretty. I really like that. I'm hoping against hope that it's not as bright in here as I think. Cheers. Today I have a little golden French toast coffee. It's delightful. Alright, so I threw my brows on. I threw them on. I did not throw them on. And I'm putting a little MAC Prep and Prime eye base on. I'm going to do a little two paint pot sort of action today, and I'll explain in a minute. Just going to put a little of Painterly underneath my brow bone. Apparently I'm going to get it in my eyebrow as well. I mean, seriously. Can't take me anywhere. Alright then. And then I'll let that sit just a little bit. Okay, so I've grabbed a Real Techniques base shadow brush and my Bad to the Bronze, which is really, really nearing its end. I mean, can you see that? There's not much there. I could stir it up one more time, but we're so close. I had said if I didn't use it up by the end of the year that we're going to call it quits. So why I'm using this is because this palette doesn't have a really bright shade in it in the eyeshadows, but it does have a highlighter. And I have before put that sort of a shade, that highlight shade, over this Bad to the Bronze, and it kind of gives it a little bit more of a pop. So that's what we're going to try today. Alright, you guys, I don't think that there is a shade I haven't tried to put over Bad to the Bronze. Alright, so as you can see, these shades are all very, and I'll show you swatches of these at the end, but they're all very on the dark side. I just want something a little bit brighter on my lid, so I'm going to use the highlight shade on my lid. I'll drop that in the process. So I'm just going to put that over Bad to the Bronze, which just will give it a little bit more oomph. Because the highlight's not meant to be like this highlight anyway. It's not meant to be in your face bright, but I think that'll just brighten up the lid. Isn't that pretty? Answer me. Do you guys remember from those of you that have been around a little bit from back in the day? I used to say that all the time. Answer me. I'm legitimately wiping away fallout from my Bad to the Bronze. You guys, I hope you understand my level of commitment to using that up. Alright, I'm going to grab my Maybelline Linen, which is this right here, and I moved my brushes over here so they'd be easier for me to grab instead of like reaching over all the time. And this is a Sephora number 10 brush, I believe, and I'm just going over where I put that paint pot. I always do that to aid in blending. I'm taking the Beauty Junkie Pro Tapered Blending, which is my favorite sort of crease blending brush. One that's a little bit more fluffy than the Tom Ford one. Like all over the board with my price range. And I'm just going to put that in the crease very lightly. Sorry, I didn't even tell you what shade. I'm using this shade right here. It's the matte one. The rest of them all have some sheen or shimmer to it. Did you see me just check myself to make sure that... So in this palette, I kind of wish that this shade was a matte, deep brown. Because this shade I'm putting in my eye is almost the exact same as the bronzer next to it. And I feel like you could use them for the same purpose. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you see how nice these blend very nicely. I very much prefer these ones to the quad that I purchased. I love the quad that I had. I think it was in Topanga. It got very muddy on me. And I don't know if it was my coloring or what, but I did not love that. So far I've really enjoyed these. But again, not that Fiona Stiles is listening to, I mean they might be since they sent me this palette. But I feel like these are all very much in the same tone. So if you mix them in with some of these things on your eyes, you can get a bunch of different looks. I think it's really versatile. But as far as what they intended for eyeshadows, I feel like they could have just maybe kicked it up a little bit. I don't know. This endeth probably my very short relationship with Fiona Stiles. I probably should learn to keep my opinions to myself. You guys know I'm going to be real with you no matter what. Into this bottommost shade here in my Sephora Pro Blending number 27 brush. It's kind of like a... it's kind of like a MAC 217, only it's a little fluffier. So I can use it for placing and blending. Make sure you tap that off. I just think this is such a pretty look that you can do with just about any lip. As I mentioned probably at the beginning, or you saw, I'm doing a red lip today. I mean, it's the holidays. I feel like I'm particularly chatty again today. It's going to lend itself to a longer video. What are you going to do? So I've said this before. When I get to this point, I kind of stop and look. And I'm grabbing my crease brush again and looking in the viewfinder to see, you know, what I need to adjust based on what my crazy eye is doing today. And I just want to bring this... I want to bring up that transition shade just a little bit more. And so it works better if I do this looking dead on with my eyes open. Wiping that off completely, and I'm just over blending as usual. I want to go a little bit more dramatic beneath my lower lash line today. So I'm actually taking the shading brush from Real Techniques and going underneath my eye. Meaning I don't want it to be quite so... You know what I'm going to do? Let's go all out. I'll line my lower waterline. I'll line my upper waterline as well. But I like to do this. I lose track of what I've mentioned in previous Get Ready With Me. So, you know, if you've heard this before, my apologies. I like to do this before I'm putting shadow there, because I feel like it really helps blend out that line to make it not quite so stark. You absolutely would not have to do this step, or you could use some more like a bronze liner down there as well. And I'm just kind of matching up with what I have here. A bronze would give you that same, you know, sort of more dramatic look, but not quite as in your face as it currently looks right now. All right, I'm going with my Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes in Onyx. And my E21 smudge brush, same as always. Can you guys hear the mailman? His radio's really loud. And then I bring that into my inner corner. I didn't tell you before, by the way, my brows were the It Cosmetics Brow Power. All right, back to the Marc Jacobs. And in case anybody's wondering, I like that Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes for upper lash line. I don't like it for waterline. I don't think it stays as well as this does. And I don't like the Marc Jacobs on my upper waterline because it's too creamy up there. It's hard to kind of control. So that's why I do what I do. Do you ever have this epiphany at some point where you're like, oh shoot, I was going to do a red lip and now this eye might be a little much for a red lip? Oh well. So right now I'm taking the Esquito Lash Glue. I'll give you the actual name of it in a minute. And I'm putting it on these lashes that are, oh shoot, I can't remember the name. I'll put it across here. I love these. This is like the 4th time I've worn these. Really, once I got them cut down to the right like size for me, because lashes are still kind of, I don't want to say new for me. That's not a fair statement. I don't wear them all that often. So I'm using the Tink Sky holder here, and I have my lash in here. We're just going to let it get tacky. I'm going to put the other one on, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, the glue, by the way, is called the Esquito Companion Long Lasting Bond, and I've been using that. It's got a brush applicator. I really like it. Kind of like the Revlon, that same idea. I couldn't figure out why things weren't looking right. It was because I don't have my By Terry powder underneath my eyes. Makes a huge difference for me. Do you see that? Right? I hope you can see that. I always feel like it's very dramatic. I can totally see it. and it just blurs everything. You can't put I don't think the By Terry is meant to be put on with like a beauty blender. I think you're going to put it on, it's too heavy for that. You need a fluffy brush like this. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just going to grab a 217 and my MAC Blanc Type, and I'm just going to clean up a little bit around the edges. I like to put the lashes on first so that I'm not cleaning up too far in when I'm going to wear lashes. So I'm just going to do a little here, a little touch up. I'm going to the same highlighter shade, and this is my Tom Ford number 12 brush, and just right in the inner corner a little bit. I have learned to really love this brush because of the angle that it has. Like that. Oh, it's awesome for this. And then same thing, let me go underneath my brow bone here. I'm going to put a little mascara on my lower lash line. This is the Lancome Hypnose Drama. I realize that these eyelashes make it very dramatic. So feel free to do the look without the lashes. Or without the waterline. Or without, I mean, there's so many ways you could tweak this to make it, you know, for you. This is just, I've not done something super dramatic like this in a while, so I thought, what the heck? I can't with these lashes. I mean, whew. All right, let's put on a little bit of blush. I'm kind of struggling because I wanted to show you guys this blush. I've talked about this Maybelline Linen before a bunch. Sorry, it was in my favorites, I think last year, my favorites. Or is it on my list for this year? I can't remember. But normally I would stick with a bronzer. I'm gonna wear a red lip. I think I'm just gonna do that. So I'm just gonna go back into that bronzer a little bit, even though I did it over there before. Tap that off and I'm just gonna add a little more color rather than keep it right back here. Well, you think I would have learned the first time. There's some pigment to that bronzer. I just personally think that that works better. Sometimes I'll use bronzer with a little more sheen to it. This is just the e.l.f. Floss Face Wash. I just really want to buff that out. I don't want it to be stark or anything like that. All right, I'm going to go put on some lipstick, do my hair, and I will come back. Okay, I just want to show you guys. I'm going to take this off, but this was the lipstick I had in my head that I was going to use. I just got this in from Estee Lauder, and I purchased it. I bought it from, they didn't send it to me. And it's in Christmas Kiss. It's so pretty. It's a little pinkier, but I wanted to show you in case you're looking for a red that has a little more pink to it. This is so pretty. And it came in this, so it's their normal packaging, but it came in this really pretty box that, you know, you opened it up and it was in the center there. I mean, so pretty. It's just not exactly the red I want. I just want something a little deeper, so I'm going to take this off and put on one of my best Mays. Oh, yes, yes, a million times yes. This is really pretty. I got that kit that I don't think is available anymore, but this is the shade in 1946. That's the one that I have on there. Ugh, I absolutely love. It applied very nicely. Wasn't hard. I didn't use a liner or anything. We'll see how it goes. When I do the rehaul on that, I will do kind of an update on how it wears, did it bleed, and that sort of thing. And to complete my look, I wanted to show you, I bought these threaders from Mary from Glitzy Fritzy. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I've mentioned her before, but she has glitzyfritzy.com, and she sells jewelry on her website. And these are so pretty. I think I saw Melissa 55 wearing these, and I was like, ooh, I need me a pair of those. I don't have any threaders, so this is new for me. But I just thought that added a little something, not too much, kind of peeks out from my hair on this side. So I will link, or I'll list her website below. Go ahead and check it out. But you might find some really nice Christmas gifts. I think this is the fourth. I think fourth pair of earrings I've gotten from her, so check them out. And I think that is it. So, all right, so let's get into the giveaway. This is the palette that you will get in the mail. Not this one, a brand new one. I will get your information to them. They will send it to you directly. And again, this is the Mistake Free Makeup Palette. And I'm so excited about this. It's one of the reasons that I, agreed to go ahead and do this, because they were willing to give one away to you guys. And I'm always happy to get an opportunity for you guys to win something. So you just need to be subscribed to my channel, as well as being subscribed to the Fiona Stiles channel. I will have hers listed below, and hopefully you're already subscribed to mine, but I will check. If you want an additional entry chance, then you can follow them on Instagram, and in your comment below, leave your name on Instagram as well, and you'll get an additional entry. And in your comment, why don't you leave your favorite Christmas tradition? I really love reading those. I did this a couple years ago. I did some kind of a giveaway, and I just love that. Like, what's your favorite part? Maybe it's not a tradition. Maybe it's just your favorite part of Christmas. Maybe it's your favorite smell, or you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I apologize, this is only open to U.S. residents. That's their rules, not mine. You guys know that I normally do all of my giveaways internationally, but this time I apologize, that is not the case. I will leave this open for a week. I will pick a winner a week from today at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I think that is everything. So if you're under 18, please get your parents' permission. And I believe that that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. And in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.